And welcome back. We're joined by Oneida County Sheriff Rob Maciol live in studio. Happy pre-Labor Day weekend.
The weather looks great.
Yeah.
We're looking at probably one of the best weekends of the summer. And with it being a holiday weekend and an extended weekend, we expect boat activity at all our waterways, but in particular our two busiest, Oneida Lake and Delta Lake.
Yep.
We expect boater traffic to be probably at the highest we've seen all summer.
Right, it's that one last hurrah of the season where, you know, if you don't get your boat out this weekend, you probably aren't going to get it out. So when people are heading out on the waters, a couple things they need to know. The lake levels are a lot lower than they've been.
Some of the lakes, the levels are down. So we cannot stress enough to people, you have to know your whereabouts. You have to know the waterways. You know, most of our waterways, the obstacles are clearly marked, but there are instances where the water level does drop, whether it's, you know, a shoal or, you know, a rock or some type of log or tree stump. You need to know the waterways that you're on, and that is key. Not only it would cause damage to your boat, but more importantly, people could get injured if you hit something at a high rate of speed. And
a lot of these places where you could be cruising along and it was fine before.
It was fine 2 weeks ago, and it may not be.
It's not.
Exactly.
It's going to hit the bottom of your boat, and that could cause serious accidents. We just saw an accident on Lake George.
Yes.
This just yesterday. So there are a lot of hazards on the lake right now. What are some other? Take it slow.
Take it slow. Obviously, in most cases, the general rule of thumb, you know, when you're along a shoreline, within 100 feet of the shoreline, when you're within 100 feet of an anchored boat, you know, someone that may be out there fishing, be courteous to people. You know, try to keep the wakes down. You know, when you're near a shoreline, when you're passing an anchored boat, your speed shouldn't be exceeding 5 miles an hour.
Okay.
Again, you know, try to be courteous to people, and all this stuff boils down to common sense in most cases. You know, we've seen small boats that, you know, take a big wake on and they can tip over. The other thing we cannot stress enough, one of the most important things is life jackets.
Okay.
Certainly not everyone is required by law to wear them, but by law, every occupant on a boat must be afforded a life jacket. So
and a life jacket that fits.
And a life jacket that fits. So if you've got 6 people on your boat, you need to have 6 life jackets that can be put on. And in addition, every boat has to have a throwable flotation device. One of those, in many cases, they're the cushions with the straps.
Okay.
So you do have to have something that's throwable, of some type of throwable flotation device, and a life jacket for every occupant that's on that boat. Certainly, we recommend, you know, the youngsters have them on all the time.
Yeah.
You know, it's same thing swimming. If you're going to be swimming off the boat, again, if you don't know your whereabouts, if you don't know the current that may be in the area, take that extra second to put a life jacket on. I mean, today's life jackets are very modern. They're thin. In many cases, they match the colorful graphics of the boat that they're with. So it's not a big deal. Put it on, you know, snap the 3 clips, jump in the water. You never have to worry about having a problem, you know, because you never know what's going to happen. Just that extra ounce of prevention, like I said, can make a great weekend end on a great note. And that's what we want. We've had a great summer so far as far as accidents and tragedies. You know, we haven't had any. We want to keep it that way through the rest of the season.
Very good. And common sense is something you mentioned earlier, which leads me to drinking and boating. You can't stress it enough.
We cannot stress it enough. Here in Oneida County, we have a zero tolerance policy when it comes to drinking and driving. And again, that includes drinking and driving a boat. You know, unfortunately, that does occur from time to time, and people make poor decisions. You know, our Marine Patrol, the Sheriff's Office Marine Patrol, will be actively out the entire weekend. A lot of our attention obviously be focused on Sylvan Beach and Oneida Lake, also on Delta Lake. We'll also be on White Lake, we'll be on Cayuta Lake, we'll be on Hinckley Lake the best that we can. Obviously the water levels are down and only half of that lake is in Oneida County to begin with. But we will be all over. The Barge Canal, we also patrol that. We are part of a grant through the state of New York, so that's part of our responsibility also. So the bottom line is we are there to make sure that everyone is safe.
Not to make it a tough trip out, but it's like take that extra hour and prepare yourself for the trip. Have a designated driver. Pack all the life jackets. Make sure you have everything secured.
A little safety kit. You know, make sure you got an anchor. Make sure you have some type of warning device. You know, your boat is required to have a horn on it, some type of sound device. You know, some type of warning device if you do break down, whether it's, you know, a flare or a flag that you could wave. Something, just like I said, this stuff can be tucked away in a glove compartment. It doesn't interfere with anything else that's going on with the boat.
You have it on the boat.
And we want everyone to have a safe and enjoyable summer. Let's end it on a great note.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for joining us. And we'll have the weather to go coming up after the break.